Hey everybody, this is Jim from SluffWork.com and the Sluffcast. Welcome to another episode of Jim Explains a Thing, where I patiently explain to you something that I do not understand at all. This week, I've been asked to explain fantasy football. This is where football comes together with your fantasies. That got creepier than I meant for it to. It's football season! Yay! We're all so excited because this is a time of year when every Saturday, Sunday, Monday Night Football, every Monday. No, that can't be right because everybody comes into the office on Monday talking about the games over the weekend. I don't know when football happens. I don't follow football. Whenever it is, we all gather around the television and we watch our favorite football players just footballing all over the place. And then we all come into work whenever the next work day is, and we get to brag to all of our friends about how great our team was and how terrible their teams are. But at some point we realized that these were kind of hollow victories because we did not technically have anything at all to do with our team's performance, in that we are not any of the players and we're not the coach and we didn't select any of the players. So a few years back, a football genius by the name of Copernicus Jones, you don't know, invented fantasy football. That is where you get to pick out the best players from each position on all these different teams, and you put them together on your own fantasy team, and then so does everybody else. Then your teams play each other, but no, they don't, because they're all on separate teams. I don't understand how this works. So then you go into work and say, my quarterback scored this many points, and your defense only blocked that many points. That sounds right. And that is how we have a legitimate way of bragging about how great we are at the footballing, because we actually selected these teams. It's very exciting. I know whereof I speak because, believe it or not, I have been involved in a fantasy football league. That may be difficult to swallow given this video, but it's true. I think what happened was my friends felt bad for excluding me, and so they reluctantly invited me to be part of their fantasy football league. And they had all spent weeks just poring over all these statistical football data and their performances since childhood and injuries, and taking water samples in Mississippi and saying, oh no, Mississippi State's not going to do any good with hydration like that. Whereas I just randomly selected a bunch of complete strangers, like, that's a pretty name, because I had no idea what was going on. I still don't. If I had to name one football player right now, that would be a challenge. Tim Tebow. I saw a meme about him on the internet. I think that's a real football player. And I feel like that really lends a lot of credibility to me as a football expert and to this video. So now you can tell that I truly know what I'm talking about here. So anyway, I put together my random team, and it fought against all these carefully prepared teams, and I just beat the pants off of everybody. I'm not sure how it happened. I didn't even know how it worked. I didn't know when the games were on or anything. I would just wake up and open my Yahoo football app, and everybody got assigned all these points, and there I was at the top of the leaderboard. And I lost a lot of friends that way because they were angry with my accidental wonderfulness. Fortunately, after a couple of weeks, my team crashed to the bottom of the rankings and stayed there the rest of the season, and everybody was happy because the universe made sense again. But I learned from this experience the true value of fantasy football, and that is that you now have a legitimate way to go into work or wherever it is you meet with your other footballing friends and try to hurt their feelings about what a terrible job they did of picking their teams, and you get to talk about how wonderful your team is because you created this team yourself. And isn't that what football is all about? Hurting your friends' feelings and rubbing it in their faces. Happy footballing, everyone.